is JavaScript. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I will share the. So basically, today our topic is about JavaScript. So you all have heard about JavaScript, right? I will tell you the introduction in the PPTs and the code practically in this session. So this is the HTML, this is CSS, and this is JS. HTML is nothing but the skeleton of the website, and CSS adds the color to the HTML, color and styling to the HTML to look and appear in a good and user feasible fashion for the websites. But JavaScript is a total functionality similar to our veins, blood flow, our organs, internal organs. It's JavaScript is the functionality of websites. Like for example, if you want to add two numbers in your website, or if you are displaying a calculator in your website, if you enter two numbers and if you want to see the result, you have to use JavaScript. That is the functionality. For displaying the calculator and for coloring the calculator, you use HTML and CSS. But for functionality, you use JavaScript. So, introduction. JavaScript is a dynamic computer programming language. It is lightweight and most commonly used as a part of web pages. It is JavaScript will be used most commonly in all the web pages, like major web pages, all the web pages. JavaScript will be used mostly. JavaScript was first known as LiveScript. It was first known as early. It was known as LiveScript, but Netscape company has changed its name to JavaScript. JavaScript can be implemented using JavaScript statements. There will be certain statements in JavaScript. There are placed within the script tag. For example, if we see internal CSS, we will write inside the head part and inside the style tags, right? There will be opening and closing style tags. Similarly, JavaScript also written inside these tags. Opening tag is script. This is the closing tag. For closing tag, we use \. In these two tags, we will write whatever JavaScript we want, functionality and all, we will write inside these two script tags. So this is the sample code of JavaScript. This is simple syntax of JavaScript. This is the opening and closing tag. This here where we write all the JavaScript code. See, case sensitivity. Coming to case sensitivity, JavaScript is a case sensitive language. This means that the other language keywords, variables, function names, and any other identifiers must always be typed with a constant capitalized letters. For example, here you see example. This is the time. Time is one default function in the JavaScript, but here the time is written as time capital letters, but you have to use this is the correct syntax. This is not the correct syntax. So these two meanings are totally different. Even though the meaning is same, the letter is same in our English language, but in the JavaScript, if you define this function name as time, you have to use this time only. You should not use this one. So this is called as case sensitivity. See, comments in JavaScript. Comments, usually we write comments in every language. For example, I'm working in an XYZ company as a full stack developer. So I will write my code for a certain project like ABC project. I will write a code for that project. Like inside that project, I have to write comments. Like this is a single line comment, this is the multi-line comments. If for example I'm doing a website. In that website I'm adding some details of a student. So for the code I will write here that this code represents the details of a student. So what are the suppose I have resigned my XYZ company and some X person has joined in my place. So if he want to continue that project, then if whatever comments I have written, he will go through all the comments and he can understand my code easily. This is a major best practice for every developer. Like you have to must and should use comments for your code, because everyone cannot understand your code, right? So you have to use comments. For just only single line, you have to use these parallel slashes. For multi-line comments, like if you want to comment this whole code, So if you can use these comments. JavaScript variable scopes. You all know variables, right? We use different types of variables. For variables in JavaScript, we use var, var. Okay. For JavaScript variable scopes, there are two types of variables. One is global variable and another is local variable. See, these variables are nothing but strings or like alphabets. Var a, var xyz, whatever you want, you can define. Var means variable. Variable xyz. We are defining the variable here. So global variables are nothing but a global variable has global scope, which means it can be defined anywhere in your JavaScript. For example, if you have two functions, one function is a function, one function is function one and function two. If you want this variable, for suppose we have a variable as a variable var a. So for example, you are using this var a in both the functions, function one and function two. You have to declare the var a above the, like not above, like outside the function one and function two, outside the function one. Here I am declaring var a, and here down function one, function two, so that I can use variable a in both function and function two without defining it inside the functions. For example, there is another variable called b, var b, but I am using that var b in only function one, so I have to declare it inside only function one, var b. It cannot be accessed inside function 2 because I have declared inside the function, not outside the function. So we cannot access that variable in both functions. So this is string methods. I will show you practically this how this works. There are total 10 string methods. There are a lot of string methods. Major string methods are these. I will show you how this works. One is length, index of search, to uppercase, to lowercase, replace, caret, slice, substring, concat. I will show you these all practically now in the upcoming session. So these are the image maps. I won't explain you here because it's a bit difficult. I will try to explain. So depending on performing different actions, depending on where the image you click. For example, you have a image. For example, you have a table image, one table or one chair image, chair or table. Table is nothing but in rectangular shape, right? You have to give coordinates of the rectangle shape, like xy coordinates. You all know in mathematics you have learned, right? Xy coordinates, you have to give those xy coordinates, and you have to define the table in your HTML. And by using the shapes, rectangle, rect means rectangle, rectangular region, circle means circular region, poly means polygonal region, default means it defines the whole image size, like chair and table, whole thing it defines. When you click on that, JavaScript functions you can execute, like alert box or sending it to the next page, whatever you want. You can just use those functions using JavaScript. These are the image maps. I will show you how it works also. That's it. So hope the introduction is clear, but I know it will be a little bit confusion because it's all functionality. Those who have an idea on coding, they can understand it very clearly. Now I will show you practically how this works. Okay, I'll just clear all these things. Here the title is nothing but I have already said you, right? This is the title. Whatever we display here, this is the title. In here you can see this is the title. This is the title, meet. So now here I will give title as, the title must be inside the head part. JavaScript. Inside the body. Now starting initially I will show you how the string methods works. I have told you, right? There are totally 10 types of string methods. I will show you each and every string method now. So initially I will write one h1 tag. H1 is nothing but heading tag. Those who have attended my previous sessions, they can know what is h1. Those who are new to this session, I will explain you in the upcoming classes, HTML and CSS also. This is JavaScript session. So in the h1 tag, I'm just writing whatever you want to display this heading, you can write there. String methods. String method, first I will show you length. So inside the script tag, I have to write script type. Inside that only we can execute. We can execute JavaScript functions. I have told you already in the PPT, right? Inside the script tag, I will declare one variable var. This is var. Var I will write str. Str is nothing but one string. Whatever variable you can give here, whatever you want, A, B, C, whatever you want, you can give here. I'm just giving it as str, and I will give one string. String must be in the quotations only. I will give one string as good morning. Capital. Whatever string you want, you can give it here. So now I have said you, I will show you how the length method works, right? So here, var len. I will declare another variable called len. Len is nothing but length. Var length. I have to find the length of what? String. This one. Good morning. Good morning is stored inside the variable string, right? I have stored this whole good morning inside the string. So I have to here write str dot length. Length is the method of JavaScript. Here, string method of JavaScript. So I have just written length. So here length contains the length of string. This whole thing, whole length of string. String is nothing but good morning. Good morning length. What where it contains length? Length contains good morning length. So here I will. So you have stored the length here, but you have to display the length, right? So I'm just writing document dot get, or else we can write document dot write of length. So here you can understand, right? Is it clear, guys? I have to explain again. Document.write is nothing but the printf statement in C. If you don't know C, printf is nothing but what we want to print in the website. We are using this. So here I am printing the length of the string. So I am using this statement, document.write. Like it writes the length of the string. Hope it's clear, right?
Ma'am.
Yes.
I have one doubt.
Yes.
Like you have mentioned there var space string. In JavaScript, like we use C++, we need to define for storing string, we define character. For storing integer values, we define int. What's in the case of a JavaScript?
Yeah, in the case of JavaScript, you can use in JavaScript Boolean values, number values, and string values. For all, you can use just var or let. You can use anything. For all, it's default. Similar to C, you cannot it's no need of using int for numbers, char for strings, characters, float for decimal values, and all. It's not necessary in JavaScript. You can just simply use var.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. So now, so here I will explain again. I have just written one heading. Inside the script tag, we have to write the JavaScript. So I'm taking two variables. One is str, one is len. You can take whatever you want, A, B, C, D, whatever you want, you can take the variables. Inside the str, you have to write good morning. Not only good morning, whatever string, your name, whatever you want, you can write the string. And I'm finding the length of the string. Length is nothing but the JavaScript method, default method. So inside this length, len string, I'm storing str string, this whole length, str.length. I'm printing this length. Printing is nothing but I'm showing in the website here, document.write. It writes. Document.write len. Len also will be available here. Len is nothing but if you are using or more number of lines. If you want to break one line and if you want to display it another line, you have to use len. But for now, it's write is enough. I will show you how it done. See, string method length, it's 12. Here it printed 12. What is our string? Good morning. See, we will count now. G is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only we have 11 letters, but you have printed 12. Why? Because anyone know the answer?
Ma'am, it counted the space as well.
Yes, it has counted the space. The space is equals to one letter in JavaScript. So the total number of letters here is 12. Hope the length property is clear. Now I am moving to the next property, index of. So I will change this index of. Index of. I will keep the same string and here str dot. Our property is index of. Index of what? What index of we want? What index we want? I will just take morning. We'll take the index of morning. Let's print the length of this. Save it. I will run it now. You can see 5. The index of morning is 5. See here it starts 5. You can see morning. Save it. It's 6. This is the use of index of. I will change now another method. Another method is nothing but search. These are all the string properties. These are very, very useful. See, search is also similar to index of. I'm searching morning in our whole string where it starts search. See. Oh. Spelling wrong. C6. Search. It searches the alphabet position from our string. It's 6. Because why it's 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 letter is M actually because it considers space also 1. But here it's showing the 6 letter is O because in our array G is starting from 0. Here Z is 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. O is 6. You got it right? Here while searching an index of G is 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. Position is 0. But number is counting from 1, 2, 3. You understood right? Position is from 0 guys. It's clear right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So search method is clear. Now I am moving into next property lowercase. Here I will just clear this. Lower. See, I'm converting this here. Good, you can see as good morning as G is capital letter, but I'm converting the whole string in lowercase to L capital letter lower case. See guys, there are different types of casings. This is the camel casing. You can see right. T small, L capital, C capital. Further, how many letters you write? Those starting letters must be capital letter. This is called as camel casing. I will show you one more casing. This is all extra, guys. I'm just saying to lower case. This is called as snake case, where you use underscores. So, but here you use only small letters, not capital letters. This is called as snake case, and this is called as camel casing. So most of the developers use these two cases to differentiate from variables and function names. I will just save this. So you can see good morning in small letters. Here I have written G in capital letter, right? Yeah, it has to print G as capital letter, but it has converted our whole string into lowercase. Now I will show you uppercase. Upper. I will see. It has converted our whole string into uppercase. While you are building your websites, inside your website, for example, for particular thing, there is there are whole paragraphs. In middle of the paragraph, there is a capital letter, capital wording. But for that, you cannot write again one more p tag, one more class for all, one more styling CSS. You cannot write all those things, right? You can just simply use JavaScript for those things. You can convert just simply. So now we are moving to replace. Yes. Replace. Inside the replace, I want to replace good morning to good night. So I'm replacing the word morning with first which word we have to replace. You have to write first that word morning starting word, and ending word must be what we want to replace with. I want to replace it with night. Now I'm replacing morning with night, right? See, good night. You can see, right? It has replaced my string. This is the use of replacing. Now I will show you carrot. Character at number 2. I will see what the character at position number 2. See, position number 2 is O, right? Here 0, 1, 2. In position number 2, this is O before D. You can see, right? So I will see in position number 1 with 0. In position number 0, it will be G. Got it right? 0, 1, 2, 3. For what position where it is, you can use these things. This carrot. Now I will show you slice. This is most used, guys, in your while we are developing web dashboards and all. Web applications, you use mostly slice method in array to slice the array, to break the array. You use this thing. It is mostly used. See, I'm slicing from position number 6 to 11. Or name. Position number 6 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is 0, right? From 0, 0, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 0 to G it has to show, but G is excluded because last minus 1, 6 to 10, it will show 6 to 10. 6 to 11 means 6 to excluding 10th one, it will show this whole thing or name. It's right here. I will show you, for example, 6 to 10 or name. So this is the use of slice. Slice means whatever letters you numbers you give the positions, only those will appear and the rest will be deleted, like sliced up. It cuts the alphabets. So coming to substring. This is substring, substr. For this, you will give only one value. For suppose I will give 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from M. I will save this. So for substring C or name. Here G also will come from 6 to end, infinity. How many letters are there? It displays overall. This is the use of substring. And finally, concat. Concat is nothing but addition, adding two strings. For this, I will give string 1 as good morning and var str2 string 2. Another variable I have declared good morning everyone. I'm declaring another variable as good morning everyone. See here, this is not necessary here. Line good morning everyone, right? I'm adding these two strings here. Good morning is separate, everyone is separate, but I want to display good morning and everyone both at a time in single line. So for that you have to use str1 string 1. String 1 is nothing but this thing, good morning, dot concat. Concat is our method in JavaScript. Concat of for which one we have to concat with this string 2, str2. Got it right? String 1 dot concat of string 2. String 2 is everyone. I will save it. I will run it. Good morning everyone. Hope it's clear. These are all the string methods. So I think all are clear. If you have any doubts, please rise.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if we want space between good morning. Morning and between everyone.
Okay, here you have to just give the space.
Okay, ma'am. Clear.
I think it's all clear now. Any more doubts? Okay. Now I'm moving to the another topic, like how to display current date and time in our website. You have to display current date and time, right, in certain websites, current what date it is now. So for that, now I will show you one thing. I'm writing one h1 tag, that is one heading tag. Inside the heading tag, I will write date and time. Okay, the heading will be this in our website. So after heading, I will write one button. There will be buttons, right? Here, if you click on that save and submit buttons, like that I'm writing one button. Type is equals to button on click. This is also JavaScript function, guys. On click. Like on click means if you click on the button, what we have to write? On click. On click. I'm using on click as document. I will write this first and I will explain you later. Document dot get element by ID. I will explain you guys this one. I will write it and I will explain you. Then you can understand it more clearly. I'm giving one ID here. ID is date. Or else whatever ID you want, you can give it here. Demo. I will write demo for clarification. Dot inner HTML is equals to date. Date is a default JavaScript function. Date. If you use date, it displays the date of the current date. Defaultly, it is a default function. So I will write button name. Button has to be one name, right? This is the button name. Date. Whatever name you can write, ABC, whatever you want, you can write it here. This is the closing tag of button. See, now I will write another one P paragraph tag. Here you can just display your paragraph text and all. Inside the P, I am writing one ID. ID is equals to whatever ID you have given here, you have to write it here. I will explain you now. See, now this is the heading, and here is the button. Inside the button, we have written document dot get element by ID. So this is used to get the HTML element. Document means our overall screen document dot get element by ID. We are getting an element. Element is nothing but here P. Whatever tag you can write here, that will be displayed here. Element get element. We are getting P here by ID. By using ID here. ID is nothing but demo. So we are getting the element P by using this ID as demo. ID we have whatever ID here we have mentioned, here we have to give. For example, I will show you there is another P tag and here there will be ID is equals to some ABC. So there are two P tags. So if you just mention document dot get element by ID, so whatever ID it has to take, it doesn't know, right? The website doesn't know what ID it has to take because there are two. So for that we have to give ID for this P we have to take or this P we have to take. I want this P to take. So I have written the P empty P because to display the date inside the paragraph tag. Here you can give H and all, whatever you want, you can just give. So this is the inner HTML. Inner HTML is written in JavaScript because it changes the HTML element. Like here I have given empty P, right? After this date, it shows the date inside the P tag. Like empty P, someone mute yourself, please. Sahid Samir. Yes. So this MTP is changed to date. Date will be displayed here. So for changing the HTML element, we are using inner HTML. Hope this is all JavaScript syntax and it is mostly used in the JavaScript. So hope it's clear. I will save it and I will run it here. See, you can see one date button here. Button is nothing but button, and button name is date here. Here button name date. If you click on the date, see, you can see start September 11th, time Indian Standard Time, all. This is a whole what time has been appeared here. So we are changing. Why it appears? Because initially the P is empty. Before clicking the button, the P is empty. After clicking the button, we are changing the P. Like this is the inner HTML. We are changing the P by date. See, the date has appeared here. So hope this is also clear. I'm just clearing out this now. So now I will show you how a function works in our JavaScript. What is a function? How it works in the JavaScript. For that, I will write one button. Type is also button. There will be two types, submit and button. Submit is generally used for forms and all. Button will be used for these pages. One click. One click. A function name, anything you can write. I'm just writing as ABC. Whatever you want, you can write it here. Backslash of button. Here, I'm giving one button name as click me. Else click. Whatever you want, you can write button name here. So after button, I'm writing one p tag similarly as shown in previous example. One ID. ID is also same demo. After p tag, I'm writing the script tag. Script tag is used for JavaScript, right? JavaScript functions and all, we have to write script tag. It's mandatory. Inside the script tag, I'm writing my function. For function, if you want to write function, you have to declare function. Function. After the function, what is our function? For function, there will be open and closing braces like this. So our function is ABC. Right? Whatever inside the function you want, you have to write inside the flower brackets. This is the flower brackets. Inside this function only, you have to write the flower brackets. So inside this, write it. ID. Right? If you click on this, demo. But in our HTML, we are changing the p element to hi everyone. So hi everyone. And I will run it. So click. If I she's empty. If I click on empty, after I click the button, tag, the heading tag, I will write calculate. I will write tag similar to the last. Whatever ID you can give it here. So here I will write, it doesn't matter. Hi. I'll write script tag for the JavaScript today. We use like, you can use anything you want. I'm a web page, right? For that, I will again write as document dot get element by ID. I will write demo. From where we are getting the element? Demo. P tag. Dot inner HTML is equals to set value is. We have to write it in quotations. Whatever the string we are, we have to write it in quotations. Z value is whatever the what is our Z value Z. For that, to display our Z, we have to use plus here. Plus Z. Okay. Plus, if you want to add another string here, or full stop here, for example, whatever you can write, you can write it here. Full stop. Save it. And I will write it. Sequence. Z value is 7. After that, full stop. So if you want to see here, if you want to write string, you have to use quotations, and for the adding of z here, you have to use plus z. After that, if you want to add one string, you have to use plus again. Here, the p tag is high initially. I'm changing the p tag to z value. So in our HTML, so high has been replaced by this value. You can see it here. High is not displayed. Only z value 7 has been displayed because it has been replaced. Here you can see z value also. 5 plus 2, it's 7, right? X minus y. Whatever operations you want, you can just perform it. X minus y. 3. X into y. Into is nothing but star. 10. So whatever you want, you can write it here, perform it here, calculations and all. Hope it's clear, right?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now finally I will show you how to use image mapping. I have said you earlier, right? Circle, rectangle, polygon and default. Now I will show you the example for circle. You can try it for rectangle and all. I will give the task in the written format. I will tell you that. Here I am writing on H1 tag. There is H2, H3. H3 I will write whatever you want. You can use it here. There will be total 6 types: H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Here, image maps. I will write on p tag for the user understanding. Click on the cup. I will tell you why I have written that thing. I'm displaying one image. SRC image source is equals to see here, this is the image tag. If you want to have to display one image, I have to use this. Here there is one image, workplace.jpg. In my desktop already I have downloaded it. Whatever image you want, you can use that. I'm using this workplace.jpg. I'm writing that thing here, workplace.jpg, and here I'm using usemap. Usemap we have to use. I will explain you after writing it because it will be easy for you to understand. Hash is used for IDs. In previous example, you have used ID, right? Similarly, here we are using hash. ID will be unique. It has to be used only once. Work map. Or else whatever you want, you can use it here. ID as map. Mapping cup I will use ideas because it will be feasible. So I'm assigning the width of the image as 400 and height as anything you want. You can 379, whatever width you want and height you want, you can assign it here. So here for the mapping, I'm right here. An image will be displayed now. I will show you how it looks. Image is displayed, right? Click on the cup. If I click on this cup and an alert box, like one message has to be appeared, like anything, one message has to be appeared in the alert box. Alert box is nothing but when you're suppose you have filled your form and you have missed some of like your address and the address is mandatory. You have to fill the address mandatory. There will be one red star on the top of the address and you are clicking the submit on the form. Then an alert box will appear. Please complete all the fields in the form, or else please fill your address. So that is nothing but alert box. So here further to click on this coffee, I have to know these coordinates of the coffee, right? This whole circle coordinates I have to know. How can we know the coordinates? Coordinates means x and y axis. X axis is nothing but left and top. We have to use these two things, these coordinates, x, y, bottom, left, and all. For the circle, we have to need only three points. Three. So one is left, top, and bottom. For these coordinates, how to find these coordinates, I will share you one website link. In that, if you just place this image and if you click on this coffee cup, if you select this, there will be two plus buttons. If you select one plus button here and one plus button here, this whole area will be selected and the coordinates will be shown for you. I will share you that link with Ravi and he will share it with you. So here I have already known the coordinates of this image because I have worked on it earlier. Map, nothing but coordinates should be mapped, right? Map name is equals to, name is nothing but I have written ID here. Mapping, like for coordinates. So I'm writing cup. Map also consists of opening and closing tags. This will be a bit complicated, but this will be interesting. I thought for you guys to explain this. So area means whole area. Shape, what is our shape? Our shape is circle, right? Cup shape will be circle. For if you consider this will be rectangle, this whole thing. If this is square, this is square. This whole thing is rectangle. This is rectangle. If you want this whole image, this will be default. So now I'm using area shape. Shape is equals to, what is my shape? Circle, right? Chords. Coordinates. Chords. We will write it here. So chords are, for the chords, I will send you the website link. Just try it. This will be interesting, a lot interesting. So these coordinates are 337. I have noted these down because I have worked on it before. So on click, I'm writing one function also for this because JavaScript must be executed, right? One alert box should come. So for that, I have to write one function. On click, whatever function you can write it here. I'm writing some ABC again. The function names must be meaningful. I'm just explaining, I'm using map. Here I'm writing script. Inside the script, we have to write JavaScript, right? Inside the script, I'm writing my function. My function is function. What is my function? ABC. Inside the flower braces, we have to write our functionality, whatever it is. So I just want to alert. You have whatever string you can write right here. You have clicked on. I will just save it and I will show you how it works. So now I'm clicking on this cup. So you can see this alert box. You have clicked on cup. This is the alert box. This is the default alert box. If you write just alert here inside your JavaScript, it just shows this whole box. OK button, this page says, and all. This is a whole inbuilt function. You have clicked on cup. It is showing. If you click on OK, it goes. If you click on again, see this. Why? Because we have marked these coordinates. But if you click on this rectangle coordinate, this is, so hope it's clear, guys.
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Thank you, guys. And I will share you the task in a written format for the Learnway
Ma'am,
team. Yes.
Without taking helping of a website, can we know the coordinates
Yes.
of image?
Yes, you can. Further, you have to like what you have to do is you have to just take one CSS line, horizontal or vertical line, or one dot, or whatever it is. You have to just add one HTML element there, one P, anything, and you have to give some padding for that. Padding left, padding right, padding top, padding bottom, and how much, like 30 pixels, 40 pixels. If you write, it moves like padding left 30 pixels, then it moves to the left of the screen. So up to the on the image exactly, it stops, right? Padding left, and padding top you have to consider for the similar element. So similarly, you can arrange that.
Ma'am, could you show us
Like it's
it
very difficult.
practically?
We all use mostly the website. I have to just write a p tag, and it's very difficult. We just use coordinates itself. Like on the p, we have to write some ABC text, right? So this p, you have to add position as absolute. In absolute is nothing but on this image it appears the p. So if p is, suppose now the p is here, right? If you add position absolute, and if you give some padding top is nothing but this piece. Top is nothing but padding 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Up to here it comes. And padding left, up to here it comes, right? If you add padding left 20, 30, 40, up to here it comes. This is my first point, and I have to need this point also. So for that you have to write, if you know this point, and again I have to increase the padding top and padding left also here, up to here, or else padding bottom, padding right I can give for another element. So for that you have to give for this element as position absolute if you have to display on the image. Clear?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
So I will share the task in a written format. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.